Mums and Dads, Renovators and Decorators group, and welcome to those of you who are joining me via YouTube. Today is how to create an industrial style home. It's all about the elements. Industrial style is all about layering all of the elements to create that vibe. The same as Hamptons is, right? It's selecting all of the right things and popping them all together to create that look. It's also, I think, industrial style really lends itself to renovating, because sometimes you'll end up starting with something like some exposed brick, and rather than do something with those bricks, you might leave them exposed and that be your point of reference and start layering out the look from there. Look, the advantages are that you can springboard from the existing elements, existing brick. The old Mission Brown aluminium windows, they're a tough one to deal with. If you don't want to respray windows or you don't want to rip them out and replace, I have my viewpoints on spraying windows. They've got to be done properly, otherwise don't bother, because they look awful, and the people buying a property can feel like you're cheating them a little bit if you just do them really roughly. So be careful with your windows. Be careful with your viewpoint on spraying windows. I have my own opinion on that. But yeah, if you've got Mission Brown windows and you want to make them disappear, one of the ways of doing that is to create, if your house lends it to, an industrial style vibe around those windows. Lots of blacks and charcoal and exposed bricks and wood, and you won't notice them so much. So yeah, industrial style is popular amongst the young. It's that whole inner city, commercial space vibe. It's affordable to put together. You can go to thrift stores. You can create a fabulous eclectic look if you're clever about it, and get that industrial vibe with things that you can grab from around your own home, things that you already have, or what you can buy from thrift stores. So industrial can feel warm and can create a real homely vibe if you do it well, and if you take notice of light. You take notice of creating really nice spaces, welcoming spaces. Can also feel cold if you don't do it very well. So you have to be careful with industrial. So the key elements are exposed brick, shelving, exposed beams and ducts. And by that, I mean like air conditioning ducts or electrical work. I mean, it's okay to use those. Use cafes as your reference points. These are local coffee shops do industrial very, very well in many cases. The rustic charm, black, charcoal, metal, even rusted metal, rust paints, deep earth tones, all collected together. Window frames in black or charcoal or Mission Brown. I'm not saying buy a place with Mission Brown windows, but if you happen to have one and you're wondering what to do with it, then think about industrial. Cement or wood flooring. They can be an eclectic mix. You can get lots of stuff secondhand and throw it all together and it look really cool. Or it can be brand new, like these beautiful modern industrial exterior of these homes. So these are display homes by Webb and Brown Neves. They're in Western Australia. It's the house on this left is called the Tribeca, however they pronounce it. I mean, that is a gorgeous home. It's not too expensive to build with all of the straight lines. Beyond, they've added quite a few elements to that home. But, it's when you start to get into really tricky architecture with curves and things like that it costs more to build. So it is a way of sneaking through a fabulous looking home and doing so on a budget. But notice the dark windows. Notice the mix of the exposed brick and the charcoal/black and the deep coloured woods. It's really, really, those are beautiful homes. I really like those. Look, the disadvantages. It can be messy if you don't do it well enough. If you grab a whole bunch of eclectic things from around your house and throw your furniture together, because it all has an industrial vibe with, shelving brackets there and exposed beams here and exposed roof panels there and industrial vibe lighting there, lots of metal, lots of different coloured woods, and Granny's home crocheted cushion there, it can start to look a little bit messy if you don't do it very, very well. And it can sometimes feel cold. If you've got a lot of metal surfaces like this and quite a few like metal cabinets, and you've got your place looking sparse, it can take on a real cold feeling, which is not what you want. You want people to feel connected to your space and feel warm when they're walking through your property, particularly if they're buyers. Can become very dark, a bit cabin-like if not done well. And the truth is, like I said last week when I was talking about the Hamptons vibe, light and easy breezy sells easy. And too rustic actually doesn't sell well. If your place is too rustic, it gives a kind of grungy, too lived in feel, and people like fresh and new and wonderful when they're buying a property, and they'll pay more for that vibe. So if you're going to do industrial, be very, very careful not to make it too rustic, not to make it too grungy, and that it suits the area and it suits the whole vibe of the home. It is quite beautiful when done well. Bye guys, have a beautiful day.